What exquisite beauty.
Episode 5 of The Changeling, y'all better give me some answers because we got portals, witches, and whatever the heck this dude is now. But no worries, because we're going to be getting into all of that, things you missed, hidden meanings, and of course some crazy theories of what the heck is actually happening and what is to come. I'm JBuck. Welcome to JBuck Studios. Thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like and subscribe button as it really helps out the channel and allows us to keep making these videos. Enough of the blah blah blah. Let's get into episode 5 of The Changeling. So Apollo is no doubt in a fairy tale at this point. The island, witches, again, whatever creature William is, and the core key to it all is the To the Wilds in the Winds book his father read to him as a child. Heck, maybe even Brian West had his own fairy tale dealings and this caused him to disappear, but at this point, yeah, Apollo is dealing with otherworldly elements. Cal has kind of informed him he's going to have to make some sacrifices to find Emma, but I'm convinced something even greater is at play. Apollo is an actual god shrouded by glamour magic.
What?
Cal brought up glam or glamour magic last week, which is essentially casting an illusion, but the truth lies underneath a fake mask. Prime examples of this are, the island comparing it to Themyscira, baby Brian showing itself as a changeling, which was horrifying, and even William's true identity at the end of this episode. But Apollo has glamour cast on his person, hiding his true identity of Greek god Apollo, the god of the sun. There's a couple quotes and events that reinforce this theory. One is Cal claiming that no one short of a god could find the island that they're hiding on. 2 is Apollo being beaten almost to death by Emma in episode 3, only to quickly recover and continue his search. I also read of a face scarring in regards to Apollo in a few mythology sources, which is again represented on Apollo's cheek. Lastly, with him being the god of the sun, he seems to burst with life and energy after being drowned in episode 4, once the sun rises, and I'm assuming he's fueled with power, similar to how Superman would be with Earth's sun. Apollo is an actual god, so I guess now all of his nonsensical yelling can kind of be forgiven.
I am the god Apollo! It's like, we get it.
A large portion of this episode showcases the journey to Emma's infamous picture, and holy melted ice cream on an August sidewalk, she is looking hot.
Oh, hot. Want to touch the hiney.
But in all seriousness, she does look like a damn sorceress like her friend had mentioned. But I'm going to be honest, I haven't a damn clue what the significance of this painting is, aside from it being stunning. Yes, there's got to be connections to Norway, with us learning that the name of the photographer is Leif Knutsen, and the art studio is run by an Anders Knutsen, with Knutsen having Danish and Norwegian origins. Surprisingly enough, William, in Norway, also sees the picture at the end of this episode, who was the dude bent over by the gelato cart, so the more you know. My only guess is that William saw the picture, somehow recognized that she might be a witch, or that her future baby may be delicious. I am beyond stumped aside from the Norwegian connections, of which we know has a deep mythology with fairies and trolls and other fairy-like creatures. So I'd love to hear your theories and thoughts on the painting because, again, I am stumped Magoo over here. Jumping over to William, this dude is evil to the max. I think we can finally come to that conclusion because we find out that he cleaned out Greta's entire life savings, $70,000, to buy Apollo's copy of To Kill a Mockingbird, defaced every single page with his daughter's name, big red letters for Agnes, and revealed that he was the one who killed their daughter. It wasn't Greta in an Emma situation like we were brought to believe. So what is William's end goal here? At face value, I think he wants to find his family and wife, get them all back together, one happy family like his phone's home screen. Feel the sarcasm in my voice. But he needed to persuade and use Apollo to find the island, of which he claimed he had been searching for weeks for. Now, like I mentioned earlier, Apollo was able to wander his way into a different realm, more than likely when slipping the red finger on his string and wishing it into reality. Finding Cal, the wise ones, and Emma/Greta is what this led to. But who or whatever William is couldn't pass through this invisible Themyscira-like barrier of North Brother Island. But what the heck is William's true identity is, well, he's comedian Matt Berry.
You really are the most devious bastard in New York City.
By his words, he put on his real face, meaning like our theory suggested that he could be a fairy or a changeling, but I think he's something a bit different. Cal had mentioned social media was like letting someone look into the windows of our lives. A prime example is with the Brian Memorial page. And last week we had theorized Kindergarten was William because of his knowledge of Apollo hitting the East River and his necklace looking identical to Kindergarten's profile picture, of all which, turns out to be true in this episode. And this Kindergarten user is clearly trolling people on the online message boards, making him a physical manifestation of an online troll.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
He had been able to hide behind the faceless profile and online avatar, but now is able to show his real face. This again was hinted at by Apollo earlier in this episode.
It's almost like that guy is not the same person I met. He was just sweet.
There is an ounce of me wanting to say that he's an adult changeling, but I'm throwing all of my money on this troll metaphor because Norway, again, does have a long-standing history with trolls and other fairy-like creatures, so there's that too. We'll have to see if his cavalry are also online trolls, or rather a mix of changelings and fairies, suggesting that there is this hidden war between witches and fairies like several viewers and commenters have suggested. Theory-wise, I have a handful of things I hope happen or questions that are answered within these final 3 episodes. First, of course, is the weird flashback and present-day sequences with Lillian and the red suitcase. This happened in episode 4, and my 2 guesses are that Brian West is in the suitcase or that a changeling version of Apollo is in there. The one Saturday Lillian rushed into the apartment because of the steam has got to be the day that this all occurred, but which of the 2 is in the case? Personally, I think it's Brian West because of the bruises and cut on Lillian's face. I don't see any babies going 12 rounds with Lillian. Plus, this would help to explain where the heck Brian West has been and why Apollo has never had a chance of meeting him. The next question, where the heck is Emma at? This has obviously been the overarching core mystery of the changeling, and with Cal mentioning that there are no boats, planes, or trains that can get Apollo to her, I'm curious if Emma was able to either transport herself into the lower spirit realm, referenced at the end of episode 3 with the wise ones, or that Emma had to venture into the afterlife to find her baby Brian. Again, a massive stretch. I don't even know how the magical logic works in this fantasy fairy tale world, but this could all bring us back to Apollo having to jump from the George Washington Bridge in order to pass through these so-called magical portals or areas that are using glamour magic. It seems like a lot to cover in these final 3 episodes, but the pieces have been teased. They just need to fall into place. One final thing clicked for me this episode, but are the necklaces everyone is wearing, do they have a clue to the wearer's motive or religion or origins or culture or something? Because Williams referenced Kindergarten's profile pic, which looks to be the shape of a ship, potentially the Norwegian ship from episode 1, and we know Williams said that he was Norwegian, and we see him in Norway catching a glimpse of Emma's picture at the art gallery. Lillian wears a cross, suggesting earlier that baby Brian be baptized, so she seems like a holy person, someone close to her faith or looking for forgiveness for the sins she's committed, whether they be current day or past sins. Cal wears an orb-like necklace, which I'm going to say is a pearl, symbolizing her past. William reveals that her name was Pearl, and pearls typically symbolize wisdom from time and experience because of the years it takes for a pearl to form. meaning the pain Cal and the others have gone through has brought them wisdom, and Cal is the leader of the wise ones. Lastly, there is Apollo, and I'm going to be honest, I couldn't find anything that looked similar to this symbol. I originally thought that it might tie in with Apollo, the sun god, but
we ain't found shit!
So if you know or have a hint, please let me know in the comments. It's probably not going to be a key to cracking any of the mysteries of this series, but it is something interesting that has been a subtle, in-your-face detail in these previous 2 episodes. Also, is the island an out-of-time place? I only ask this because Greta is wearing the same shirt as the one in William's phone home screen picture. Maybe a random coincidence, but then again, talking about witches and fairies, nothing is coincidence.
Fairy godparents!
Personally, I feel like things are ramping up while also not answering the questions I want to know. Where the heck is Emma? What about Lillian and the suitcase? Yes, William's wrath is about to destroy the island, but I feel like there is far too much to wrap up in an accomplished manner with only 3 episodes left. But yeah, that is everything for episode 5 of The Changeling. I'd love to hear your theories, or if we're missing some deep connections in the comments below, can they wrap this thing up in a meaningful way? Also, giveaway competitions have started up, as we'll be giving away 2 copies of Across the Spider-Verse on the 15th of October, and all you gotta do to get a chance of winning this is like this video, make sure to subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on The Changeling. We picked the comments at random, and the winners of our last giveaway are on screen right now. So if that's you, message me on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook at my respective handle. And if you haven't, please check out all of my other social media accounts from my Shorts and Clips YouTube channel, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, everything. Please and thank you. You've been the best, and the support of likes and simply subscribing really helps the channel. So thank you again, peace out, and we'll see ya in the next one.